My God, look at this website. No, 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 no. Okay, disinformation is dangerous. Listen to experts. It's called The Conversation. And as you can believe, it has no comment section. So it should be called The Monologue. But like, look, okay, so disinformation is dangerous. Listen to the experts. How Hollywood's Alien and Predator movies reinforce anti-black racism. Oh my god. No, 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 no. Hold on. Listen to the first paragraph. Listen. What makes black people more likely than any others to be killed, beaten, tortured, and raped by white police officers? Oh my god. How can you write something like this? Oh. Although black men are killed by the cops more than any other group, black women are regular targets of police violence, even though this fact is often rendered invisible. Yeah, you know why? You know why? Because cops watch Alien versus Predator. Man, like these conclusions. Oh my god. Okay, a culture of history and racism misrepresentation may have something to do with it. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure. Why doesn't this happen in Africa? Like, don't they get Alien versus Predator there? Do they not get these movies in Africa? Like, what? How does that population react when seeing these movies? You know what I think, though? You know what I think? Maybe this is like a Rorschach test. You know, someone shows you the ink spots and it's like, what do you see? And you're like, racismus. And it's like, maybe you're the problem. Maybe like other people, when they watch Aliens or Predator, they just see a cool sci-fi movie with a little bit of elements of horror in it. Maybe that's what people see. But you manage to see racism and you're projecting this on everyone else. I swear to God, these people are the type of people that would steal your wallet, then arrest you for theft, and then do you a lecture for half an hour on why crime doesn't pay. You know, because they're projecting everything upon the world. Like, it's surreal. You know, and they think, oh, no, representations are very important. Representations are very... Netflix comes out with, like, all of these bizarre TV shows. Like, the recent one, it's about an 11-year-old girl which is twerking. No one complains. No problem with that. No problem whatsoever. But Aliens and Predator, oh, Dios mío. and you know what's even funny? When these movies came out, like the priests and the soccer moms would be against it. Like they wouldn't want their kids to watch it because it's hyper violent. Now I guess we shouldn't watch it because it pushes racism. You know what's even funny? Like there is this entire culture surrounding Aliens and Predator. Like literally no one that I know, I have never heard about anyone associating these fictional monsters with black people. Did you hear that? Because I haven't heard it. Like you need to go to a university in order to learn this crap. Nowadays, when you go to a university, you don't learn useful stuff. Like you don't learn how to build something. No, you learn how to be an expert in homosexuality or an expert in black people. Like, what do you do with that? This is what you do with that, okay? This is the end result. This. I have to suffer now through this article for your pleasure. A culture of domination. Like, listen to this. No? Okay, just look how these people think. So, if certain white people, some of them even Jewish, got together and created Hollywood, and they're making movies for other people, that's domination. Even though they're competing with China, I mean, China makes their own movies, right? At the time, Russia made their own movies. Europe makes their own movies. Japan makes their own movies. Like, you can literally choose. You don't have to go for Hollywood, all right? Like, if you want to do that, that's up to you. There is no domination here. It's not like Hollywood has a monopoly on the movies made in the world. If you don't seem to like it, go to South Korea. You don't even have to go there. Just have Netflix. The Kingdom is a really good South Korean film. Like, you can choose from other things. But anyway, right, so culture domination. Culture that thrives on sexualized demonization of black people. What movies are you watching, man? Holy crap. You know, like, it's interesting. If you were to actually make a movie, Like, legitimately make a movie where the entire purpose of it would be to demonize black people, no one would watch it. I guarantee to you, the cinemas would be empty. Like, you wouldn't have people going to watch that. Two examples are Alien, which comports with the trope of black women as alien breeders. I mean, is it a trope, really? Like, is this a trope now? I mean, I suppose maybe you can find 2 or 3 movies where this happens. I mean, there is a trope with aliens impregnating humans. And, you know, like, let's look how many of these happen to be white women versus black, if you really want to say that. But, like, oh my fucking god. I never even thought about it that way. Like, isn't it interesting? You know, like, if you're a leftist and you're watching this and you think like, oh no, this is pieces of wisdom here. Like, I am being fed knowledge, like esoteric wisdom. Be honest. Did you think about this before reading this article? Did you really think about all of this? Like, yeah, you know, aliens is a problem. Or is it like once you heard about this article, you're like, oh, no, it makes sense. And Predator, black man as dreadlock, violent, and superhuman. Predator is a fictional monster. No one, his skin is even white. What the fuck are you talking about? White people can have dreads too, you know. Who wrote this article? Oh my god. The Conversation, it's called. Holy shit. George Floyd recorded and widely publicized killing, as well as the killing of Taylor in her own home, served as a catalyst for many white people discovering anti-blackness, the reality of police violence. This record asks that we examine the racist and anti-blah, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so you honestly think that these cops were watching too much sports, were watching too much... You know what? Okay, fine. I can fix your problem. You know what? I understand. You have an issue. You come to me. You come to me. I give you a solution. All of the police officers, everyone, should be barred from watching American movies. Just watch Chinese movies, watch Japanese movies, all right? Because they don't have this problematic history, do they? Indian movies. Ahini hini ha, ahini hini ha, honey, 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 those are the types of movies. Problem solved. I solved your culture for you. See, I didn't even need to go to a university. That's what happens when you don't go to university. You have a relaxed brain like mine. You have a brain that is able to think, to find solutions for the difficult problems that you're enacting. Hey, you went to a university, you couldn't figure it out. I figured it out. No more American stuff. Nothing from California, nothing from Hollywood. No more Netflix, or should we call it pedoflix now? None of that. No. India. Indian movies. Bollywood. That's what you should watch. Again, like they constantly talk about cherry-picked examples from the real life. And then they associate it for some goddamn reason with Alien and the Predator. The black woman as an alien. Black women have been portrayed in contemporary white social and political culture as super fertile and indestructible breeders whose sexual reproduction must be controlled. What the fuck? 1,965 Monith report, 9,070. Anything from 2020 though? Like anything from when I was born? The black man as the predator. How you look at an alien that is, I mean, this is not even human. But you look at it and you see a black person. Whose fault is it? Whose fault is it? And then it talks about lynching. What the fuck am I reading? How do we move behind these black tropes? Well, I already suggested to you. Watch Bollywood. There must be a candid admission that there is both sexual... Okay, there isn't. There's not going to be. I'm sorry. No, there's no way you can convince me. Unless you threaten me with violence. Okay, you put a gun to my head and you see, isn't this right that this is a black person? I'll be like, oh, okay. Second, there must be an admission that Hollywood and the media are paint black people as sexualized superhuman monstrosities. Finally, this is so dumb. I mean, there are so many other movies that aren't sci-fi which portray black people in a positive light. Like, even in the recent era, there is a push to avoid portraying black people as negative. I mean, name well, whatever, you know. Finally, more white people need to critically examine their whiteness. Yeah, like I hate this idea of white people having this racial awakening, which Rob D'Angelo suggests. We need to have this racial awakening, and they're banking on the fact that with this racial awakening, you're going to be more like burdened by guilt, and you're going to dedicate your life in order to uplift other people at your own and your family's detriment, rather than be more of I don't know, Richard Spencer's racial awakening type. Like, do you even know what will happen if you try to do this? Like, are you 100% sure that there, if you try to bring it back into how it was in the past, you're going to get your version, your desire of like collectivist whiteness than Richard Spencer's? I think it's bad. I think it's bad, which is why I don't think it has to happen. But yeah, more and more people on the left are asking for white identitarians. I think it's a bad idea. But, you do you. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the comment section.